Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Kenisha. I am an international flight attendant based in the city of Toronto, Ontario, and on my channel I do share my flight attendant life and experience, but I also share some lifestyle. If you clicked on this video, it's because you're interested in becoming a flight attendant, or maybe you're just curious about the industry. This will be a two-part series, basically outlining the steps to becoming a flight attendant. So it will be called Becoming a Flight Attendant. First part will cover the interview process as well as the training, and part two will be online. Online meaning you've passed your training, you went through the interview, and now you are a flight attendant, what to expect. I will also be covering or addressing some questions that I got. I got a lot of questions in my DMs about the industry, and I feel like I kind of like want to incorporate it in this two-part series. So I'll try not to be all over the place, but I will be covering those questions as well. If you're interested, just stick around, and yeah, let's get right to it. All right, so let's talk about the interview process. So you've made it this far and your resume is very attractive because you did your homework and your resume was up to date, and basically they love what they see on the resume, and now you've been offered an interview. Interview consists of in-person interview and then also the online, like a self-assessment, etc. So I found in my experience that the questions that are asked online questionnaire as well as the in-person were similar. Things may have changed, but it's always good to do your research. You know, what are some situational questions that they may ask for a flight attendant interview? Come on guys, everything is on Google now, so just go on Google. It's not like you're cheating or anything, you just want to set yourself up for success, okay? Now I promise you, if you have dealt with the public, if you have worked in the public, it's not going to be hard for you to come up with, you know, tell me a time when you had to deal with a difficult customer. Tell me a time when you and a colleague didn't get along. You know, how did you figure it out? How did you work it out? Tell me a time when you had to multitask, or you had to, you know, guys, if you have worked in customer service with people, you will be fine in the interview, because they want to know that you know how to deal with situations that may occur, and you know, how do you prioritize what's important or most important at the time. You know, are you willing to work with others, all of that stuff. So basically in the interview, you're gonna come prepared, you're gonna come confident. You're gonna have your examples of the times when this happened or when that happened. And yeah, you're also going to shine. You're going to be yourself. You're going to be confident. Don't pretend, just be who you are. But when you answer your questions, for me, a little trick that I do is I may be super nervous, but believe you me, when I'm answering those questions, I always end it off with a smile. I know it sounds weird, but I feel like it comes off as, okay, I'm sure with my answer, I'm confident with my answer. So don't be like, you know, like be more confident. So end it off with a smile, if that makes any sense, okay? The online interview, for me, in my experience, it was basically, so there was no one there. It was just, you sign up for it, and I believe you're given a code or something, so you sign up for it, and then they will have someone reading the question, if I remember, and then you're able to practice, like your answer, you know, they give you a few moments to practice, and then you actually have to answer the questions, and you are given a time. I think there's a timer. So for example, tell me a time when you had to deal with a difficult customer and how did you handle the situation. So once you're given like a time to read the question, once that time is up, then the timer starts going for you to answer the question. So it's like 30 seconds or 20 seconds or something like that. I may be wrong, but so then you would press whatever, and then you will answer the question, and then it will move on to the next. So things may have changed now, but that's what I remember, okay? So once that portion of the online interview or assessment is completed, and they like you, they like your answers, they will move on to the in-person interview. The in-person interview, I spoke about this in another video. This is where you really need to shine, because they're meeting you now, you know, in person. Yeah, you look good on paper. Yeah, you answered great online, and now you're in person. So this is where the personality needs to shine. This is where you need to, like, quote unquote, sell yourself to them. This industry is on high demand, yes, but it's also very competitive, so you need to, like, shine. Okay, so be yourself, shine, be confident, and just go in there knowing that you're going to get the job. That's it. The job is yours. You're going to get it. So you know what, I'm going to answer these questions, I'm going to be confident, and I'm going to end it off with a smile. All right, so you may be interviewed as a group, or it may be an individual interview. There may be one interviewer, there may be multiple interviewer. I'm not sure. I've had the experience where I've had both. I've had a group interview. They threw some situations out, and they just watched and observed to see how you work with the others, and, you know, who come up with what, who took on the leadership position, who was, you know, willing to throw in some ideas there to get the proper solution or the resolution for the situation. Okay, and when you're answering questions like those, always think about the customer. What is best for them? How do I make sure my customer or my passenger, for this situation, how do I make sure my passenger is good? How do I make sure my passenger is going to be comfortable? So yes, you're thinking about safety overall, because aviation is number one is safety. Number one is safety, and then comes customer service. But in the interview, they want to see your customer service skills, all of that. They want to see it come through. So this is where you're able to shine and to work with others if it is a group interview. If it is an individual interview, same idea. It's just, you know, you may not be competing with others right there, but you're going to let them know, if I were working in a group, this is what I would do, you know, teamwork, blah blah blah, you know the drill. Situations that may occur where you have to work in a team, and honestly, working on an aircraft, you have to be on the same mindset. It doesn't matter if you don't like the person personality wise, because there are going to be a lot of personality clash, but number one is safety. Okay, put away your attitude or your emotions or your feelings. When you're up there in the air, it's all about safety and making sure you're safe, and also that the passengers are safe. So in your interview, you want to also talk about safety. I remember when I was doing my interview, you know, if they would ask a question, even if it wasn't a safety related question, I would always kind of bring it back around to safety. And I think they liked that, you know what I mean? And that's why I was successful in getting the job. So overall, just have in the back of your mind, the job, you're transporting people from point A to point B, up there 37,000 feet in a metal tube, and you know, you have to let them know that you know that the job is all about being safe and following the protocols and the procedures, and doing it while giving excellent customer service. This is what they want to hear. And it's not even about what they want to hear, it's what the job is, guys. Okay? Yes, we get to go on layovers. Yes, the hotel life. Yes, the beach life. Yes, the pool life. Trying, you know, eating all types of beautiful food, meeting all types of beautiful people all over the world. But at the end of the day, when you're at work, and it's all about your safety and the safety of others, right? So in your interview, you want to make sure that they know, the viewer know, that you know what the job is about, okay? Because they'll probably ask you, oh, at the end, you know, what is your dream destination? And, you know, don't bring it up unless they ask you. Don't say, I mean, one of the questions I know they probably will ask, why do you want to be a flight attendant? Please, I beg, oh, please don't say, oh, I want to travel the world. Because I want to travel the world. Because I want to go all over the world, and I want to, like, you know, stay at nice beaches and nice hotels. And no, please don't answer that. That is not your answer, okay? At the end of the interview, they may ask you that question. You can do it then. Why do you want to be a flight attendant? I think it's a great industry. I love working with people from all over the world with different background. I have experience working with people from all over the world with different background, and I feel like I'm a good fit for this job, you know, etc. You can add your own you know, twist to it. But what I'm saying is, please don't please don't answer because I want to see the world. Like, don't do that, guys, please. Get the job first, and then, you know, you will see the world. You will see the world. Okay, so that's what's gonna happen. That's most likely what will happen. And also, so I'm in Canada. I don't know about the US, but I'm in Canada, where most of the airline here do require that you speak a second language. It's called a root language. So with that being said, if your position is like a root language position where you have to know a second language, you will be tested on it. I don't know where in the process the test takes place, but in my experience, it took place before I had the in-person interview. Okay, so it was assessment online, and then I had the test, the language test, and then I had the in-person interview. Now, from my airline, there's levels to the test, and the highest level in terms of your language qualification is a 4T. So it's like from a 2 to a 4. So you want to get from a 3 and up. So another tip is, if you speak a second language but you're not very confident, or you know what, you don't really practice at home because you don't have anyone to practice with, I suggest that you get that going before you apply, or even while you apply. Because the thing is, I know that right now they are hiring a lot of people, but you will be tested on your language, and if you don't get a 3 and up, then they will not accept you. Or if they do accept you, because I've heard that they're doing temporary positions now. This is for the airline I work with. It may be different for different airlines, I'm not sure. But you don't, I mean, it all depends on what you want. So I suggest that you brush up on your language, okay? Watch some TV in the language that you speak. That will help. Or, you know, go online. I know that there's probably some free language classes online or something like that. Do your research and go online and do that, because you will be tested. And if you don't get a 3, unfortunately, they might not hire you, okay? So once you are successful with your interview, then you move on to your training. I spoke about this in a couple videos before. Training is no joke. Don't let anyone tell you that it's easy, it's a breeze, because it's not. And especially if you've never worked in the flight attendant industry, it's all new to you and you might be overwhelmed. So come with your game face on. Get rid of all the distractions, all your social medias. You're not going to be partying, you're not going to be going out with friends. I mean, that's just my experience. I totally shut everything off, and I was just totally focused on the job, getting the job, because there's a lot of exams involved, practical and written. And for the written exam, for my company that I work for, your passing mark is 90% and up. Anything below 90% is a fail, and you only get a second chance, one chance to do a retest. If you fail the retest, then you're out of the program. I'm just giving it to you guys straight. I'm keeping it real. I'm not saying that it cannot be done, because I've done it, and you can do it too, okay? And in my class, my training classes, I had people that were in their 60s, in their late 50s. I'm in my 40s. Oh, and let me backtrack, guys. I was also a trainer at one of my jobs. So I've seen both sides of it, but what I'm saying is, what the takeaway is, when you come to training, you have to be focused, you have to be dedicated, and you have to be disciplined, and you will definitely be successful. Another thing to keep in mind with the training is, it is paid training. Okay, I think it's like, I'm not sure what the rate of pay is, but it is paid training. And also, I believe if you are out of the province, they do provide accommodation. I may be wrong, but once you're hired, all of that information will be given to you, okay? Also addressing some questions that, like I said, that I got in my DMs. So I'm sorry if the video is a little bit all over the place, but I'm just addressing some questions as I go. On the lighter side of training, definitely you will be meeting a lot of people. You are going to develop some friendship that will last you like probably throughout your whole career, and some of them probably not. I've been in the industry since 2015, and I'm just basically sharing my experience, my experiences with you guys. Please always do your research. Before I got into the industry, I did do some research. I was on YouTube, I went on the website, etc. This industry, there's consistent changes happening, so it's always good to stay informed and up to date. So you need to do your research as well. This information is most current as far as I know. I'm not professing to say that I know everything. Like, really emphasize that when it comes to like the exams or like the drills, because you'll be doing some drills. For example, you have to open your door, the plane door, in an emergency situation, a normal situation, whatever it may be. You will always be given demonstrations. So it's not like if you're reading it and then you have to go do it. No, the instructors will give you a demonstration on how to open your door. So it's very important that you are focused and you pay attention to everything that happens during training, because believe you me, you don't want to miss the examples. Most of the time they only do it one time, okay? And you have to really pay attention, and yeah, then it's going to be like exam the next day or a couple of days later. And so please, if you don't take away anything from this, from the training information that I'm sharing with you, take this away, that you need to really pay attention and be very, very disciplined and dedicated when it comes to training, okay? So once I'm gonna kind of wrap it up here. If you guys do have questions, please leave them in the comment section. I will do my best to answer them. I'm really here to help, okay? This is where the channel is leaning. It's leaning towards more of the flight attendant side as opposed to other things that I do on the channel, and that is okay with me. I'm fine with that. As long as I'm helping, it's all good. So if you have your questions, don't be shy. It's a safe space here, and yeah, ask away. I will do my best to answer and to share my knowledge with you guys. So I've covered the interview process, I've covered some of the training. If I'm missing anything, or like I said, if you guys have any questions, please don't be shy, ask away. So this is part one of becoming a flight attendant. I'm gonna end it off here by saying, once again, great career. There's so much good that's in this industry, and you won't regret it. I don't regret it. I'm glad that I feel like it's one of the best jobs in the world. And yes, you do get to see the world, but just don't answer that when they ask you, why do you want to become a flight attendant? Like I said, wait until the end. Until they ask you, well, where's your dream destination or something like that, okay? Guys, you know I'm gonna keep it real always, right? You know, I want you guys to be successful, those of you that want to like be a flight attendant. So I'm just trying to share the good news with you guys and the good information, right? So I'm gonna end the video here. Part 2 will be coming up very shortly, where I cover, once you have now passed your training and now you are officially a flight attendant, what is it like to actually be a flight attendant? What is it like to be online? You know, the day-to-day job. Like, what is it like to be a flight attendant? A day in the life of a flight attendant. I will be covering that with you guys. So I'm going to be ending the video here. I hope it was helpful. I hope you got some information from it. And yeah, just stay tuned for part 2 of becoming a flight attendant. That's it, guys. That's all I have for you for now. So I guess I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you so much. Kanisha out.